Hello, my name is Krisztián Kovács and I work at the Hungarian NREN KIFÜ. As a tech company, we have several divisions which are involved in some cybersecurity topics. Most of the people here are aware of the dangers and they are working together to harden our security and to further educate our clients. And we have several thousands of them. And in most cases, we provide network connection, wireless devices, and server infrastructure if needed. But along with growth came increasing cyber attacks. In the past decade, we've just gotten used to those buzzwords like cyber attacks, breaches, IT security, and so on. But we have to go further and make some changes at all levels, from networks to people. Therefore, while we can search for any amount of statistics, the bottom line is a huge 68% increase in Europe from 22 to 2021. So we need some intervention to get ahead of things. After covering the whole system with monitoring applications and using every single firewall rule available, we started using honeypots in our infrastructure. But why do we need them? As the name suggests, these are devices to lure attackers into a place where we can find them without endangering our precious infrastructure. Here we can simulate the services that we intend to protect elsewhere. If someone is messing with them, we know for sure their intentions are not perfectly clean, so we can block them from every aspect of our systems. We use a variety of dedicated honeypots, mail, SSH, web hosting, and so on. We use some stock software for those, like inetsim for SMTP, and Docker Honey for IMAP, and of course WordPress Honeypot Toolkit for the web, since most of our users are using WordPress. Although the honeypots are effective and a must-have in the system, we also use CrowdSec. It is a smart to fail-to-ban alternative, which has two components, a firewall and an agent. The agent finds the malicious client and serves the IP to the firewall, which prevents it from reaching the targeted service, for example several websites. This way, we can focus on bigger attacks that require human interactions, while CrowdSec can get rid of most of the noise. It can block huge amounts of ill-intentioned traffic. There are solutions for blocking botnets with those solutions as well. The biggest help is getting and sharing the IPs of bad actors across the globe. There is filtering on CrowdSec's end, so only trusted sources are used as a blacklist, and we can define whitelist as well. With this, we can utilize our honeypots and the real services to monitor and prevent bad actors from accessing the sites. These solutions can protect us from a large number of attacks, but we still need to secure our CMS and Apaches. For this, we use a large variety of tools, for example Apache Mode Security 2, OWASP, Not Security CRS. These are common and well-known tools that can help us mitigate a large number of problems. With them, we can spectate HTTP traffic with logging and real-time protection as well. And those CRMs can help us successfully fight against some of the most damaging attacks. There are approximately 260 rules, so we can cherry-pick and calibrate the paranoia level for our needs, and we can easily increase it for even further. These are all good solutions, but in a modern infrastructure, we need to pay special attention to containerized infrastructures and how to find the weakest links. We use defense for this, which serves three purposes. It can check CVs, which can map threat highways in complex infrastructures, and finds permission issues for sensitive data on hosts or in containers. It works with server agent type communication. Both the server side, called Threat Mapper, and the agent can be installed within containers, so you can easily deploy in Kubernetes or any container-based system like Docker or Docker Swarm. The main benefit of defense is to give IT security specialists some starting points to determine attacks, vectors, and surfaces. Let's say you have multiple virtualization nodes in your infrastructure with multiple vhosts mixed with Kubernetes applications with a ton of deployments. You probably can think of the problems that stem from different OSs, applications, and software versions. You can run or deploy the agent containers in a system and get a full matrix of your topology. You can easily see a list of CV vulnerabilities by software versions and bill of materials of secrets with incorrect privileges. It doesn't matter whether it is a real computer, virtual host, or a container. Only Windows hosts cannot be secured this way yet. We can easily monitor our CI/CD pipelines in the various aspects of security, and of course, we can get some fancy graphs. But after all, the weakest point in most cases is the human factor, so we need to have security standards. We have default security scenarios which are automated via Ansible on every server in the infrastructure, and we use several central monitoring systems to check them for those must-have settings. If we detect anomalies, we quickly detach them from the network and only allow them to communicate and share content if they have the desired security settings. We are using dedicated physical and software firewalls as well. They are constantly maintained and kept up to date. But the devil never sleeps. So our security team is always probing our network from the inside within dedicated self-made tools, and from the outside, the organization with software that can detect vulnerabilities, like Shodan, which can give us a bigger picture of the security of our network from the outside with a different point of view. Two-factor authentication is a standard in many aspects of our systems, and we force these rules where needed. Since we are not always the ones who are responsible for every server in our infrastructure, we need the education of users. When there is a security incident, we immediately inform our customers about the threat and give them information about the things they need to do. There are events like when their username and password are compromised and we need to disable the content and force them to change credentials. When they do that, we re-enable the previously blocked servers and sites. Sometimes we need to disable defaced websites and deal with a huge amount of DDoS attacks from large botnets. The previously mentioned solutions help us to deal with them, but we also get in touch with our customers, inform them of the situation, what steps we can take, and to discuss further precautions. We give them advice about security plugins for WordPress sites like WordFence, all-in-one WordPress security. We help them enable two-factor and SSH key authentication. We help them set up firewalls and give them solutions if they want to use our security. In the end, it is always a never-ending war against threats and dealing with security breaches, but it's a situation where we need to stand next to our customers and help them achieve their goals. Thank you for listening, and many thanks to my great coworkers.